Individuals with food allergies and their families are in a continual struggle to find what is now known as allergy-friendly restaurants. For those in the restaurant industry, they too are struggling to include people with food allergies as part of their regular clientele, both from a safety and a profit point of view. In this module, we'll introduce strategies for restaurant owners and operators on ways to meet the needs of customers with special needs, ways to train their staff, and the potential rewards to employees, management, and the customers. But first, a review on the medical side to our body's allergic response system.
A food allergy is an immune response to food, and in people who have that type of food allergy, they can have very fast and very severe life-threatening allergic reactions.
The immune system responds to a normally harmless substance as if it were a threat. If you have a food allergy, your immune system makes a type of antibody called immunoglobulin E, or IgE. This class of antibody binds to immune cells called mast cells or basophils that circulate throughout your body. When you're exposed to the food allergen, it attaches to the IgE antibodies. This binding signals the immune cells to release histamine and other chemicals that cause a wide variety of allergy symptoms.
They feel funny, they might get cranky, they might vomit. Some children might have rash, get itchy, some might have hives, some might have coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, difficulty speaking, swallowing, drooling, tongue swelling. You really can have almost any symptom, and you don't need many. A severe life-threatening allergic reaction can come on slowly and then quickly progress, and it can start very mild and needs to be treated very quickly.
Often people are confused about food allergies with celiac disease or other food intolerances.
Celiac disease is not an allergy, it's an autoimmune response, and in this case to gluten. And it needs to be taken just as seriously as a food allergy. Now, the difference between celiac disease and a food allergy is that folks with celiac disease do not have life-threatening allergic reactions. But even with very small amounts of gluten, they can have GI distress, and long-term exposures can increase their chance of developing malignancies, autoimmune disorders, and other things.
Although the mechanisms of two similar diseases, food allergy and food intolerances, like celiac disease, are different, the implications for the restaurant operations are similar.
Just like people with food allergies, they need to strictly avoid all gluten-containing grains.
As more restaurants have become aware of food allergy and its consequences, restaurateurs are concerned and even scared.
A lot of restaurant managers, owners, chefs are scared. They don't understand what's happening with food allergies. They don't understand where this community came from. They don't understand why it's cropping up out of the blue. And frankly, neither do we within the food allergy community. But the fact of the matter is that it's not going away anytime soon. And that's unfortunate, but it is the reality.
And I know that there's some operators out there still today that are in denial about the whole allergy issue and how important and how much it's going to become part of the fabric of our business.
Being an allergy-friendly restaurant does not come by without challenges.
There's an operational challenge to servicing people with allergies, as well as a structural, a physical part to do it. You need to have space, you need to have a layout that supports it.
Some of the prevention strategies that are really important are label reading, knowing where allergens might be hidden, and preventing cross-contact. Cross-contact is when an allergen is inadvertently put on a food that somebody ultimately will come in contact with. Cross-contact can happen when a utensil is put in something else with other utensils. Cross-contact can also happen in deep fryers. And so if I'm allergic to shrimp and I get French fries that are deep fried in a fryolator and shrimp was in there first, now that is enough allergen to cause an allergic reaction.
In addition to adequate facilities, clear communication between restaurant staff and customers with food allergies may be most important to prevent food allergic reactions.
With prevention, in order to prevent an allergic reaction, especially in an eating establishment, communication is absolutely critical. So it's really important for people who are going to an eating establishment to report their allergy to that establishment, and it then effectively communicated to everybody who's handling that person's food.
One of the most common ways for customers with food allergies to communicate their special needs is using allergy cards.
Anybody with multiple allergies will carry an allergy card, and it contains all the key issues that they're allergic to, all the key ingredients. When our kitchen staff is notified of an allergy through the server, they actually put in a special note on the check when it gets sent to the kitchen, and then they physically come into the kitchen and identify the table number, the allergy, and what the list of allergies is on the table. From that point, the ticket's treated very differently, highlighted, kept separate. Only 2 individuals can bring the food to the table, either a manager on duty or the server themselves. The cards make it very, very easy because we can literally hang them up in the kitchen over the prep area.
The Not Your Average Joe's restaurant in Massachusetts is recognized as an allergy-friendly operation.
Once the server identifies an allergy at a table, the chef will pick up the issue from then, will come and communicate with the guest, will go back into the kitchen, cook the food, including going back to the raw material into the cooler and to take product, because if it's on the line, right, the cooking line, it's possible there's some cross-contamination. So he really begins from scratch, doesn't work with the prepared food, begins from scratch, cooks the food himself, and then brings it out to the table.
But some clients may not want to reveal their food allergies.
Sometimes people with allergies like to remain not anonymous, but they don't want to be treated any differently than anybody else at the table. It's embarrassing to them. They might be out with business associates. Typically when they're out with families, it's not a big issue. But we try to respect both sides of the equation. Their privacy, we don't want to make a big deal out of what they're doing, how they're enjoying their experience. The idea here is for them to be able to come to Jake's and eat comfortably just like everybody else.
Like any other issues in food service operations, to ensure providing allergen-free meals, managers must be committed to effective employee training.
My staff comes in every March as a group. We sat them down for about 3.5 to 4 hours, and we walked through scenarios. We did role playing, so that we covered every question that might come up. The details of the training include not only a general 3 to 4 hour program of role playing so that they feel comfortable at the table dealing with the issue up front. It also includes any type of remediation in case something happened. It's not just training your staff once. This is an ongoing training program.
Even though restaurant operators try hard to prevent allergic reactions, accidents may happen. Therefore, restaurant operators should also include how to deal with potential food allergic reactions on their premise.
We've had one event where we've had to call 911 in the 4 years since we've started the program. A situation where a young woman came in with a group of other young people, issued an allergy card that gets sent to the kitchen, but forgot to tell us and add the red onions on a salad. So she consumed the red onions and went into anaphylactic shock, hit herself, or had one of her friends hit her with the EpiPen. Our staff did exactly what they were trained to do, which is to call 911 immediately, get the manager to the table as soon as possible. The manager happened to be the first one there that day, and execute a plan around the patient to make sure that they're comfortable until the EMTs get there.
If restaurant owners or managers are not sure if they can provide allergen-free meals, it's best not to take a chance. Do not attempt to serve customers with food allergies.
If we're not 110% confident, then we don't take it on. We don't take any chance with allergies.
When in doubt, if you are unsure of being able to provide a meal for somebody, if you're not clear about what cross-contamination issues are, please share that information with the patron. They can make the final decision about whether they should stay, whether they should order another meal, whether, they need to assess the risk involved.
When a customer comes in and kind of insists that basically the menu gets rewritten for them, there are times that we draw the line and just explain to them that we can't accommodate them. It's okay to say no, as long as you explain to them why you've said no. We've never had a problem with it. We've never had a customer leave upset because we said we can't do that, or it's best probably we don't take the chance. They are so appreciative of us being honest about it.
We asked what might interfere with food allergy training in restaurants.
I think the biggest challenge is just, making the change in an affordable way so that it doesn't put people out of business.
It's not rocket science. It's actually quite easy. If you have an owner or CEO or manager that's truly dedicated to it, then you will become allergy friendly. I've seen it. I've seen it in some very large chains across America, not to mention in independent restaurants across America.
Often, employee training and providing allergen-free meals do not necessarily provide immediate reward, as many restaurateurs may hope, which makes the management less attracted to this concept of food allergy-friendly restaurants.
The reason that they don't buy into it originally is like anything else that you ask of staff to do. It's extra work. For them to see the benefit, which is normally measured in financial terms, initially is very difficult and challenging. Unless you've actually walked them through the process with live customers.
But for those who have food allergies and have had a hard time eating out like everyone else, what these food allergy-friendly restaurants have done could be literally life-changing.
We had people this year literally in tears in our lobby saying that they have not had a fish and chip in 20 years because it's very difficult to find gluten-free fried seafood anywhere.
The restaurant employees need to understand that once they serve these customers well, there'll be both internal and external rewards.
Our staff's been dynamite about it. That gentleman who came in and broke down in the lobby about not having fish and chips in 20 years, he broke down to the server first. And I'm sure that he compensated the server for it.
For those operators, doing the right things despite potential financial burden seems to be the best motivator.
You have got to take care of your customers. You've got to respond to their desires and their wishes as best you can.
Under the umbrella of great hospitality comes all the things you do to make yourself really great at hospitality. And there's a number of angles, so that's a competitive advantage. It's one that's deployed through your people and through your commitment to their happiness. And I believe thinking as we do about allergies and about doing whatever it takes to make the guest happy, including completely reverse engineering a recipe for them, whatever it takes to make them happy, will set you up for long-term success.
The prevention and management of food allergic reactions in food service establishments can be daunting to the restaurateur who wants to be responsive to the needs of customers with food allergies. By developing food allergy strategies such as staff training and label reading, knowing where allergens might be hidden, preventing cross-contact or contamination, properly using customer allergy cards, and having protocols in place in the event of an allergic reaction situation should have a positive impact on the safety and satisfaction of your customers. And that in turn leads to a competitive business advantage and long-term success.